Nah, I just wanted to say, first of all, much respect, man. You're the best dating coach on YouTube. You go deeper than anyone on here, in my opinion.
I try.
Let me
You
tell
know,
ya.
I don't know how you don't. I don't know how you don't have more subs. I would say it's a tie in between you, Tariq, and Dan Bacon. Real talk.
Let's go.
Um,
Let's go.
Thanks a lot, bro.
yeah, I had a question though. I had a question. When does it become so? How much validation is too much validation? Like, when does it become too overboard? What should be the limit with that? Because to me, I think the line in between validation and simping is blurred.
Nah, it's not. Well, it's not actually. It's all about intention. You see what I'm saying? See, it's a lot of times it's not what you're saying. You understand? It's the intention about what you're saying. It's not about what you're doing. It's the intention about of why you're doing what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? So what it is that, like, again, with the whole validation thing, a lot of guys get confused with this thing because they've been hearing people say, "Oh, don't validate women because you're gonna gas their head up, and then they're not gonna want to fuck with you." Yada yada yada. Now, there's some truth to that if your validation you're giving the woman or the attention you're giving her is because you're trying to get her to like you, get something out of her. You're doing it for those situations, for those those circumstances. But if you see a girl and you talking to her and you flirting with her and you like, yo, you think she's bad as shit, and you say that and you express that, your intentions are different than you either saying that to try to manipulate her or not saying it to try to manipulate her. But if you're saying it because it's genuine and you really feel that way, right, then that's a good thing. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, a person, when you're saying if there's too much validation comes from a place of insecurity and neediness. So only an insecure, needy dude is going to validate to the point where he's doing too much because he's trying to get something from her, versus a guy giving her validation because he actually feels that way. You see what I'm saying? Because if I go up to a girl and I tell the girl, "Hey, I think you sexy as hell," I'm not expecting anything from her. I'm only telling her that because that's how I feel and that's what I want to say. You understand what I'm saying? So whether or not she fucks with me or not, that's irrelevant to what I wanted to do. Now, what happens is that a person can feel your intention. They can feel if you have good intentions and bad intentions. So what happens is that a lot of times when you're interacting with someone, right, and they get in a feel of you, they can start to see, hey, is this guy real or is he bullshitting me? You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times you can tell based off of your experience can help you basically tell the difference. So, for example, a woman who's 28 years old, who's been getting hollered at since she was 17 or 18, can tell the difference between a guy who's extremely bullshitting or a guy who's genuine in what the fuck he's saying, because she's been interacting with all these types of guys for the past 10 years. You see what I'm saying? So this is why I say for guys, it don't make sense to lie and do all this other manipulative shit, because once you're dealing with women generally who understand these things because they've been through this for years, they have radar for this shit. Just like how a guy who's a player who's dealt with a lot of women, he can tell when a woman's trying to use him for money. He can tell when a woman is going to be an attention whore. He can tell when a woman wants to have sex with him quickly. He can tell all these things since he's been dealing with a lot of women, so he knows the woman's intentions based off of how she's coming at him and how she's acting. Same thing for a woman. A woman can tell your intention because she's been through dealing with multiple men on a consistent basis for years. You see what I'm saying? So when guys think that they're tricking women, times the woman will make you think you're tricking her. Do you understand what I'm saying? So she's like, "Oh, this guy want to play games? I'll show him how to play some fucking games." You understand what I'm saying? And she knows how to do that because she knows that you're the type of guy who doesn't know what he's doing, and she can tell that your intentions are of a guy who's trying to manipulate to get something, versus a guy who's being genuine about what he's trying to do. So a lot of times what will happen is you'll have guys who are really good master manipulators who can trick women, But those guys are far and few in between. Most guys aren't that good to do that. And most guys, if they're usually that good, usually won't even do that in the first place, because if they're that good to do that, they're that good to do the opposite. You understand what I'm saying? Which is just be authentic with it. You see what I mean? It's usually the guys who aren't authentic, though, don't know how to do it. You see what I mean?
But so you're saying validating a woman, you're doing that just to, I mean, isn't the point to try to get her? I mean, you're saying validation is to be used just to say it to her, just to say it, and that's it, how you feel. But isn't the point to get that?
Yeah, but that's how you really get women, though. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. What I'm saying is your validation is what gets her. You understand what I'm saying? So you're doing this. This is what you guys gotta understand. Y'all see, guys be getting it confused. Y'all think, let me not validate her, because if I don't validate her, that's what's gonna make her chase me. That's what guys be thinking. You understand what I'm saying? What happens is that's not the case, because a woman is only gonna chase what she's experienced and what she likes. So if you approach a girl and you start talking to her and you're saying, look, I'm gonna try to not validate her, you're not actually doing anything, because you don't even know if she's interested. Like you ever hear guys say, I don't want to do A, B, and C because that might turn her off. You ever hear a guy say, I don't want to turn off a woman? Right? You ever heard that phrase?
Yeah.
Right? How can you turn off a woman if she was never turned on?
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You see what I mean? So dudes is thinking, I don't want to say this.
Okay.
Right. Saying. You don't even know if she's turned on. So how am I going to get her to chase me by not validating her if I don't even know she wants to chase me? I don't even know she's interested in me. So what I'm saying is that when you validate a girl, basically by complimenting her, letting her know you're interested, flirting with her, interacting with her, the validation gives you the signal that she's interested, because she will reciprocate that validation, meaning that she's going to try to validate you by flirting with you, by going back and forth with you. You see what I'm saying? Which is why you need the valid. It's like, you see what I'm saying? That's like me. Imagine if I wanted to sell you a car, right? But I never used the word car. And I'm just talking everything else in the fucking world except a car. And I'm like, damn, how do I get this motherfucker to want to buy this car? But I'm talking about flowers. I'm talking about cupcakes. I'm talking about movies. And I'm like, shit, maybe he'll chase me to get this car. But you don't even know that I'm trying to get you to buy a car. I don't even know if you're interested in cars. You understand what I'm saying? Until I say the word car and talk about cars, then we're talking about cars. So until I let a girl know that I'm interested by my speech, by my actions, she doesn't know I'm interested in order for her to reciprocate the interest. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You see what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So you have to, in order for her, you have to spark her attraction first before you can even try to get that. And that's by showing her, that's by flirting with her or giving her validation without you even trying to get nothing from her. You just being that way will kind of make her be like, oh, damn, so he's kind of interested just by him saying that.
But I think the other thing,
just by him being that way.
When he first started talking to me, he was talking about, if I want to go up to a girl and I want to say, hey, I think you're sexy as shit, blah, 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 right? Mm-hmm. It's because that's the genuine comment, right? He's saying it to get the girl, but it's a genuine, like, this is what I recognized about you, and this is what I want to say to you. He's not saying something that's fake to just try to get a girl, any girl. He's saying something that's genuine about this girl in particular. Do you know what I'm saying?
So validating her. So you're basically rolling the dice. So there's a 50% chance that she might be interested or not. You're just gonna have to take the chance.
Yes. Exactly. That's
you see, I want to say something real quick.
Shout out to Todd V. That's why I was like, I knew I got that card thing from somebody. I couldn't remember it, but shout out to Todd V. He was the one who said that. But go ahead, Miles.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick that whole thing about too much validation or being apprehensive about validating the girls because you might blow their heads up. All of that stuff is from dudes who are afraid of rejection. That's just another. It's like the fucking choose a signal shit. It's just another mechanism because you're afraid to, like you said, roll the dice. You have to let the female know that you're interested, that you're attracted, so she can either choose to reciprocate or not. Yes, you're gonna be vulnerable at some point during the process. You have to be vulnerable at some point during the process. You have to let her know you're interested, and then she can reciprocate her interest. And if she doesn't, then that means she's not feeling you. So what? Move on. Don't be afraid. Stop being afraid. Like all of this, like, oh, validate. I don't want to validate, baby, or choosing signals. Just stop being afraid, man. That's the bottom line. Stop being. Yes, you have to roll the fucking dice.
Well,
Everything is a fucking gamble. Yes.
My issue with that always was, I mean, I didn't want to do it because, like, damn, I gassed her head up. So now she's, I made her day. She did make mine, so she got a W off me, and it's like,
but see,
but you're thinking, why think about it that way?
Hold on. No, I'm glad you brought that up. You know why that's the issue? Because see, understand, because I talked about this a long time ago. The whole thing of not it's the I'm only doing this because I want something from you. It's transactional, right? So now what happens is that you're not genuine by doing it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So then therefore what happens is that you're saying, well, I'm giving her this and she's not giving me anything. But guess what? You're literally doing the same thing you're afraid of her doing to you. You're saying, I don't want to give her anything because I'm afraid she's not going to give me anything back. But you're saying, I'm not going to give her anything and I want her to give me everything. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? I want her to fuck with me without me having to give her anything. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you can't get the thing you're trying to not give. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying?
You have to give, bro. You have to give.
You know what I'm saying? It's like me saying, hey, I want people to shop in my store and buy all of my products, but I never want to give any money to any other company or product or anything. How that work? You understand what I'm saying? Like it don't make sense. But also too with the thing with the whole not wanting to gas her head up, again, that comes from insecurity. Because what happens is that you're saying, damn, well, I made her day by complimenting her and she just ignored me, right? And the reason why you feel that way is because, again, you want validation from her, but you're not willing to give the validation. Again, doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? And go ahead, Miles.
Let me say something real quick.
I acknowledge it.
No, wait, stop for a second. Listen, a lot of these guys say, if I validate her, if I tell her she looks good, if I give her a compliment, I made her day. Let me tell you something. If a bitch don't like you, you did not make her day by giving her a compliment.
Facts.
You sure about that? Because if you go online, you see all these simps caping for these chicks. I'm sure a lot of chicks don't like a lot of these dudes, but those chicks don't like.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. When chicks don't like you, they will take your attention, but you did not make their day.
All right, let me ask you.
Did not make their day.
Let me say it like this way. Have you ever smashed a girl, had sex with a girl that you weren't proud of? Like, you're like, damn, why'd I smash this ugly ass chick? Like, has that ever happened to you? Like, any chick that you thought was below your standard?
Yeah, that's happened before.
Right. Now, do you go and brag to your boys and show pictures of this chick that you smashed?
Hell no.
Right. Because that don't mean shit to you. That didn't make your day. That chick that you smashed was whatever. You didn't care. You understand what I'm saying? You're not gonna be like imagine that chick says,
I got my nut though.
No, but you got your nut. You got your nut.
But you're not proud of it. It didn't make your day. You're not going. That chick can't come up to me and say, yo, I made Ace's day. Ace gonna come to me and be like, that bitch ain't make my day. She whack. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. When women get when women get all this fucking attention from all these simps or whatever, that's them getting their nut, but they're not really satisfied. Because what satisfies is the ego.
You understand what I'm saying? It's the ego. That's partly why that's partly why you want to have sex. It's not just to fuck a chick. It's partly ego, because you could bust a nut jerking off. You understand what I'm saying? But you want to see that girl face when you stick it in. You understand what I'm saying? You want to get that feeling of, yo, look at what I'm doing. You want to see how I'm impacting the situation. So that's the same thing. So when guys are talking, again, this is the same thing what Miles was saying, the same thing I was saying earlier. The validation is not really anything if the girl's not feeling you. So the thing is, you need to know if the girl's feeling you. The way to know if she's feeling you is to validate. And on top of that, you have to understand that, let's say a girl was interested in you, right? She may not know if you're interested in her. So by you not validating her, that's backfiring on you, because then she's not going to want to fuck with you, because she's going to automatically reject you to save her own ego. You understand what I'm saying? And I talked about this a million times. Right. You see what I mean? Like, that's going to, like, for example, if you see a hot girl, you're going to make up a bunch of excuses. Oh, she looked like a bitch. I ain't going to bother and approach her. She looked like she got a boyfriend. You saying all of this shit because you don't know, or you feel like that girl wouldn't want you. But guess what? If that same girl smiled at you, if that same girl winked at you and you know, looked at you like she wanted you, you'd be like, shit, I should go over and talk to her. And why? Because now she's validating you. So you got the brain to talk to her. So that's the same shit that happens when you're talking to these chicks. A chick might be talking to you, or you might be talking to a girl, and because you don't validate her, she thinks that she can't get you. And so therefore she's going to auto reject you. Just like you auto reject the hot girl you think you could get, but you wouldn't have approached her until she gave you the validation. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, a lot of guys, right? So whenever any dude is teaching you, don't validate girls and don't do this and don't do that, that's the scared ass nigga. Understand? Dude talking about just wait for choosing signals, that nigga's a scared bitch. Do you understand what I'm saying? All of them. Any one of these niggas talking that shit is scared. Period. You see what I'm saying? Any dude's talking about don't validate women, that's pussy shit. You understand what I'm saying? Facts. That's it. Go ahead.
After you validate her and she does reciprocate, like, does the validation stop? I mean, you mission accomplished. You validated her. Now, you know, she reciprocated. Now she's feeling you. Do you continue validating or not, or, you know, slow it down or not do it as much, or what?
No, listen, the validation never ends, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you keep fucking with her, right? Okay. If you keep dating her, listen, let me explain to you how women think. Every 5 minutes, a chick think you don't like her. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if she likes you, this could be a girl you're hooking up with, a girl you're dating, a girl who's your girlfriend, a girl who's your goddamn wife. She will constantly ask you, hey, do you like me? Do you love me? Do you still want to be with me? So you have to keep validating her by continuing to fuck with her. You understand? It never stops.
This is important to say. It has to be genuine.
Right.
Because if the validation comes off as really insincere, it's a huge turnoff. Huge turnoff.
Right.
Right. So you're opposed to having a woman chasing your validation.
Say that again?
So you're opposed to a woman chasing your validation?
No, she's always chasing the validation.
That's what they do.
That's the point. Listen, her chasing your validation is automatic once she's interested in you. This is what I'm trying to explain to guys. A woman, understand this. Women only chase what they've experienced. You understand what I'm saying? And also they have to like what they experience. So if you meet a girl, you start talking to her, y'all interacting with her, you flirt with her, you validate her, doing all this other shit, y'all exchange numbers, right? Y'all get together next week, y'all hook up.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, she hooked up with you, she likes you. She's gonna hit you up in the next few days, so my hey, what's up? Right? That's the start of her chasing your validation. So you don't have to, so dudes be thinking, I'm gonna get her to chase my validation when I first approach her. That's bullshit. You can't do that because you don't even know if the chick fucking like you. So until the girl a woman only chases what she likes and what she's experienced. So you have to find out if she likes you first, and then she'll start chasing you. But the thing is that the chasing is going to happen after the experience happened. But in order to get to the experience, you got to validate her. And also understand validation happens automatically. See, everything happens automatically. Validation happens automatically as soon as you look at a chick and approach her. You ain't got to say shit. You already validate her by looking at her. You understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, if you go to a party right now, if you go into a party or a club or a bar and women are there, you validated every chick in the fucking place by you stepping in the room. You understand what I'm saying? Period. You see what I mean? So all of this shit talking about, oh, I'm not validating. No. You validated them by you existing there, period. You see what I'm saying? And then what happens is that as you interact with the girl and as y'all get shit popping off and she starts to like you, she's going to keep chasing the validation because she wants to keep chasing you to see if you're consistently interested in her. Because understand, most women, right? This is most women's experience. Most women's experiences, they meet a guy fucks them, guy leaves. They meet the next guy fucks them, guy leaves. They meet the next guy fucks them, guy leaves. So now, when that's happening, they find guys they like within that. So they fuck a guy, and they're like, shit, I like this motherfucker. So then they start to chase the dude. You understand? By hitting him up, seeing what's up, what are you up to, seeing if they can see him again, right? But that happens automatically by her liking you. You ain't really got to do nothing. You understand what I'm saying? And all you got to do, and let's say this, all you actually have to do is keep validating them. So you keep validating them by going on the next date, by having sex with them again, by doing other shit with them, by continuing to see them, by even this, having a woman do things for you and having a woman become part of your life by you giving her things to do, making her a part of your situation or your program is validating her. Because now she's like, damn, this is great. Like, I'm investing more into this guy and he wants me to do these things for him. Women get more attached to guys who they do things for, which creates more of them wanting to continue to chase you, to continue to be with you. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Right. Well, I'm gonna try that, man. Then you made it all clear now. So, now, I won't think like that anymore. I did think that way, but I'm not going to think like that anymore. I'm going to start validating and it's going to be genuine. And if she accepts it, she does. If she doesn't, she doesn't. If she does, you go from there and,
that's all it is,
validating.
Bro. That's all it is, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But, man, we appreciate the call, my brother.
All right, man.
I'm holla. Peace.